Hello, everyone. We're going live in about a minute. I just need to check the systems to make sure everything is working properly. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Boss Moves. I'm still doing a sound check. Make sure that my mic is operating properly. My computer is running slow today, so I don't know what's going on. So what you hear is double music playing over other music because I'm trying to see when my voice comes up. There we go. All right, we're good. Everything is going. You should be able to hear me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and we'll see other place. LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Welcome to Boss Moves. I'm Graham Woods. I appreciate you joining me today. Today, we're talking about I declare trade war. And I invited some extra guests. I have some friends from the border up north, over the border up north, Canada. And I have a couple of friends from Mexico. I invited them to view this. And I went and checked to see if there were anyone I had any connections in China. Apparently, according to LinkedIn, I do not. But I know a couple of people that are doing business in China, so I will have to send this link or send them this video to talk about protecting your business in a trade war. Today I have some special lighting going on in the background. It's new. The next live stream, I'm going to try to, I bought a green screen too, so I wanted to see if the lighting worked better or if I should just do a green screen with a fancy background. I don't know how this works, but all those YouTube people, they seem to have professional looking backgrounds. So I try to switch the lighting. If you look closely, you'll see there's one of the lights. And it makes a little bit of a difference, removing some of the shadows. I got a complicated lighting system because I have a window right here to my right, and so the internet people said natural light is good, but to manage the variability of light, I need another light over there, and then some lights from behind me. So one light shining at my back, which is weird, but it is. And then a light shining back at the wall, and I got a light shining at this wall as well. So that's interesting. So let's get to this. Today I have a cold, so I might get rid of my screen showing me because I'm a little uncomfortable. I got to figure out how the pros do it on TV when they have a cold. They seem to be able to do everything well. I'm Graham Woods, a financial consultant specializing in business value and wealth management. Imagine having a clear, strategic plan that not only grows your business and income, but also secures your financial future. I help business owners to create, manage, grow, protect, access, and transfer their business value. This live stream is about helping you to make boss moves using my evergreen value management system. Boss moves is about strategic management of your business value and risk to support your personal financial goals. By integrating business value estimates into comprehensive financial planning, I implement total wealth management and help to ensure you, my viewers, and my clients are well prepared for retirement, estate planning, and any exit strategy you choose. Connect with me directly to learn more about how we can grow and protect your business value together. So that's my elevator pitch. And my evergreen value management system. I do business valuations, value management, due diligence, and planned integration is integrating the business into your total financial plan. I'm going to have a quick 4-step process. We go through discovery, analysis, and then we build a roadmap that we're going to work on, consulting and coaching, and then implement and review. We do this over, again, re-benchmark and review what we've done and plan for the next year. So this is an evergreen process. Businesses can always be improved. Even the big blue chip publicly traded corporations, there's always room for improvement. So it's a process that happens every year. So it's evergreen value management system. I have a process that I have been working on that this is more of a internal process, not on my little sell sheet here. And I thought I would share with you about what I go through in my evergreen value management system. And 7-step process. We start with an initial 30-minute interview. And then we go for a value builder score and benchmark valuation. So that's sort of like a demo. 30-minute interview helps me learn a little bit more about your business, pre-qualify, determine if you're someone I want to work with, and if I'm someone you want to work with. It helps me get an idea of the direction we're going, what type of engagement this is going to be. If it's going to be straight consulting, this could be consulting plus transactions, or consulting plus wealth management. I've tried to figure that out in that first 30 minutes. And I'm learning to keep my meetings shorter, because if you get me talking about business and finance, I can go all day long. I can talk so much. My wife suggested I start doing these live streams so I can get all this information out. So here I am. Next, we do the enterprise documents upload for review. So I set up a data room, and then we go over your documents to see the state of readiness for raising capital, for selling the business, and also helps me learn a little bit more about your business and your situation. And then I do a situational analysis, score, and roadmap. Situational analysis or assessment. Sometimes I flip back and forth between what it's called, and a scenario planner. So I quantify uh, how what we work on, the improvements that we make, how that impacts the value of your business using the scenario planner and using a roadmap software that we have. Uh, we get evaluation and score, scenario planner, roadmap, and a SWOT: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for your business. This whole exercise is a risk management exercise overall, because from a buyer's or acquirer's perspective or an investor's perspective, we're measuring the riskiness in your business. Do they want to buy this business, or is it too risky? Or how much return do they expect based on the current situation in your business? So the situation analysis is almost like a risk analysis for investors, for acquirers, for you. Value builder engagement includes value builder system, and I've been incorporating the entrepreneurial operating system or some parts of it into the value builder engagement, and that helps with some of the strategic planning portions, dealing with mission and vision, and dealing with managing the people in the company, and making sure the right people are in the right place. And we do market ready transaction advisory. So I have certified appraisers to do official valuation, due diligence. So you submitted documents early on. If we're going to do the due diligence, then we can complete a due diligence process internal and put all that information into the data room. That way, when you put your business on the market for either raising capital or selling, we have all that information. It speeds up the transaction process. Buyers or investors that are able to get the information they need quickly feel a little bit more comfortable. And we've also identified any deficiencies and hopefully fixed as much as we could. And also then we can tell them, hey, this is what's missing. Between the due diligence information and the value builder score, we can come up with some great marketing material on, hey, what this business can be what can be done in the business to grow it, to improve it, to add value. It also gives us, with the due diligence, the official valuation, and the value builder score information, it gives us a stronger negotiating position, because we now understand where the value is coming from in our business. So we can say, hey, yeah, this is the asking, this is the ask, this is what we're looking for when we sell this business, and this is why it's worth this. We can defend our position. So then the market ready transaction advisory can also put together a SIM and some marketing documents, teasers, and pitch deck. I have some third-party advisors that I work with. And then also, if you have legal documents that you need to put together, you bring in your attorney, a transaction attorney, and CPA that's familiar with transactions. And then financial planning integration. So we have two more scores that are associated with Value Builder. There's the Freedom Score and the Pre-Score. The Freedom Score measures the gap, how much you need to achieve your goal, and what you have, and then that gap. And that helps us determine what we need to do with the business to help fill that gap, or if we need to do other things in your financial plan to help fill that gap. The freedom score is missing some critical information, like uh, uh, in terms of growth and uh, some other information that we need. So we kind of combined everything and then move it over to the financial plan so that we can include your business not just as an asset on the balance sheet in planning, but as a part of your total investment portfolio. So we can measure how your portfolio is doing along with your business in that portfolio. A lot of advisors don't do that. So put together a financial plan, implement that plan, and then benchmark and review. So we benchmark the evergreen value management system once again at the end of the year and do a review, annual review. Valuations, official valuations should happen on a regular basis. We can do the benchmark valuation annually and then official valuation every 5 years or so, or when there's time for a transaction. So that's basically how we do it. So it is no secret that I had been dabbling in AI, working with artificial intelligence and machine learning. Um, we did some uh, training of it when I was studying for the CFA exam, uh, really in machine learning, more like in regression analysis. They also have some programs for the CFA where everybody's learning Python and data science and data analysis. So if you are thinking, if you know someone is thinking about going into the finance industry, I recommend that they learn some Python programming and data analysis, data science, because that's where finance is going. And AI is a really fancy uh, machine learning algorithm. So that's all that AI is. It's just a complex machine learning algorithm that these computer guys have put together to get the computers to do inference and analysis independently of a lot of human input. But the point of this I brought up is that I was thinking about this trade war a couple of days ago. They were announced the tariffs that were happening with Canada and with Mexico and several other countries, China, and then the reactive reaction from Canada by putting tariffs on U.S. goods. And I was thinking, oh no, I had some plans last year when I was making my business plan for 2025 that I wanted to do some business in Canada. And these new tariffs have the potential to mess up my plans a little bit. And I was wondering what I could do. So I just went and did a quick uh, thing with Microsoft Copilot. Let me bring that up for you. I'm going to bring up my conversation with Copilot. Hold on. I'm going to close some windows. I have too many windows open. There we go. All right. So if you excuse my typing, I'm never got good at typing. And you see on the right side, I have a lot of questions. I'm constantly analyzing different situations. I look at USAID. At one point, I was working with USAID to try to set up technical assistance grants for foreign investment in Western Africa. So I was a OPIC originator, which meant I identified businesses for investment by the Overseas Private Investment Corporation. And in doing so, I also was helping overseas companies by coming up with technical assistance grants where they would get a grant, USAID grant, to pay part of my consulting fee. They would have to pay the other 50%. So a lot of people don't understand USAID and what it actually does overseas. They see it as just humanitarian assistance, as soft values, but they don't realize that it has a huge economic impact, and it opens up markets for foreign investment for American businesses to invest and make money overseas. Um, so uh, I think people have to take a step back and take a look at what we're losing if we lose USAID and some of these other programs. From a military perspective, a lot of these governmental organizations and non-governmental organizations that were doing humanitarian assistance and development overseas also provide a security and intelligence aspect to our world. And USAID is all over the world in just about every country, and they talk to just about everybody. And so if you want to find information about what's going on in the country, uh, sometimes USAID has more information than even the CIA. But hey, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about tariffs. And my first question, I'm a business value management consultant and financial planner. How does the new trade war affect my ability to sell my services in Canada? All right. Because remember, I was thinking about expanding into Canada. And I found out through my certified business appraisers that they can do valuations in Canada, uh, and that they're looking to do that. I'm like, okay, so now I have some special services that I can also provide in Canada. And a few days later, tariff war. The ongoing trade war can have several implications for your ability to sell business value management and financial planning services in Canada. Now, I'm just going to ignore the financial planning services because there's other uh, aspects, barriers uh, of entry that I have to deal with, because that's more of a securities type business than consulting. But economic uncertainty, trade tensions can lead to economic uncertainty, which might make businesses more cautious about spending on consulting services. So if costs are going up, rates are going up, businesses might say, hey, you know what? We're not going to plan on growth right now. Right now, we need to start saving and tightening our belt a little bit to prepare for the tariffs. If tariffs are imposed on goods and services between US and Canada, it can increase costs for businesses operating in both countries. So both Canada and US did a double whammy, increasing the cost of goods going in both directions. And so companies that are impacted by those tariffs are going to have higher expenses, costs, and reducing their bottom line. Market access. So trade restrictions can impact market access, your ability to get into the market. And it may be out of businesses that at one point would have used Canada products are now only shopping for US made products, and Canadian companies are no longer in the conversation. So it might be hard to even get in the door now. Currency fluctuations, yeah, trade wars, taxes influence currency and interest rates, and opportunity for advisory services. This is a positive. On the positive side, businesses may seek expert advice to navigate the complexities of a trade war. This could create opportunities for you to offer specialized services in risk management, strategic planning, and financial restructuring. So that's where I came up with the idea for this Boss Moves version, and I said, hey, you know what? I'm already in position to help companies manage this trade war. One of the things I had to ask is, are the new tariffs on services like mine? So you have to actually look at the orders and find out what is actually being, what the tariffs are actually on, rather than using Copilot. And there's lots of problems with dealing with Copilot or any AI. So I wouldn't take this as 100% truthful. And it all depends on where they source their information. The new tariffs primarily target goods rather than services. That's good for me. But then the US has imposed tariffs on various Canadian goods, including oil, gas, steel, aluminum, and other products. And that covers several industries. So I was like, oh no. All right. It may still impact me because of the industries that I target, right? So I target business services, healthcare, education, manufacturing, and professional services and technology. In fact, I have a whole list of target industries that fall under all of those categories: accounting, architecture and planning, business supplies and equipment, commercial real estate, computer and network security, computer software, construction, education management, electrical, electronic manufacturing, financial services, health, wellness and fitness, higher education, hospital and healthcare, information and technology services, insurance, legal services, management consulting, manufacturing, marketing and advertising, medical devices, medical practice, professional services, real estate, retail, and technology. And I put together, this list has all their NAICS codes, NAICS codes. I tried to simplify the business by targeting specific industries that I'm interested in and that I have experience in and expertise in. But then I was like, okay, so now on the marketing side, who do I reach out to? Let me get the NAICS codes, and I made it more complicated because now I have a whole page of different industries. So I thought I narrowed it down, but apparently I didn't. So I can work on that a little bit more. But anyway, these are which of these industries are impacted by the tariffs is of great interest to me, because now I need to pivot and try to work on focusing on the industries that have the least impact, or work with the industries that have impact but focus my talking points and how I talk to these owners about how to manage their tariff risk. So Copilot, I asked Copilot, where should I shift my focus to hedge the tariff risk? On hedging, I like my business, my core business of financial planning and wealth management. I work in both insurance and in investments. And depending on how the economy goes, sometimes I work more in insurance, or sometimes I work more on investments. So I hedged the business cycle based on the different services I can provide in financial planning. Well, I wanted to hedge the tariff risk. So refocus, adapt, and uh, identify what I can do to take advantage of this tariff risk. Because in finance, risk and returns are closely related. So it's not a problem that there's tariffs. The problem is not being prepared and not having a plan for what you're going to do when those tariffs happen. Copilot told me to diversify my market, explore opportunities in markets less affected by the current trade tensions. That's a little difficult for me because of my business and the way it works. It takes a little bit longer to get familiar with different markets. So I'm doing a slow entry into Canada because I have some relationships in Canada, and Canada business and culture is closely related to U.S. business and culture. So it's a little bit easier to go international in that direction, whereas going to China might not be as easy. Going to uh, Indonesia is not anywhere in my near future, unless someone comes and knocks on the door and says, "Hey, I have this idea and I can be your partner, and I know Indonesia." Localize your services. So that's the other direction. Increase your presence in local markets to reduce dependency on cross-border transactions. That wouldn't really work for me because you see, my clients are the businesses that are impacted by these tariffs. So national or local, it doesn't matter. It's the industry that's the problem. Alternative investments. Offer advisory services related to alternative investments such as real estate, private equity, infrastructure. I already do that, so that's not going to help me. Digital transformation. Emphasize digital financial planning and consulting services. With the rise of remote work and digital tools, you can reach clients globally without being affected by physical trade barriers. Well, that doesn't help me either because that is what I've already been doing. I'm going digital, and a lot of reasons I'm digital or a remote, more of a remote business, is because of all the moves my family has been making over the years. Uh, it's easier. It's hard to move. I just moved from Pennsylvania to Maryland about 2 years ago, and to tell you the truth, the move was a nightmare on the business side because of the licensing, because of the of just entering a new market. I don't know people in Maryland. Um, it's a nightmare. But when you're remote and digital, it's easy. I'm more flexible, so I can move. I can actually operate this business anywhere in the world and still work with my clients in Pennsylvania and Maryland. So while that is a good suggestion, I'm already doing that. And then risk management services provides specialized consulting on risk management and strategic planning to help businesses navigate the uncertainties of trade wars and tariffs. So change my perspective about the services I'm providing, but not necessarily change the services because I'm already doing this stuff. And then I wanted to ask Copilot, all right, what benefit can I sell to protect companies or help them survive a trade war? My primary consulting is value builder consulting. So uh, I went to see what Copilot had to say about this. And based on what Copilot suggested, I realized that I'm already doing those things. So, so look, the managing business value using these 8 drivers of value is basically an exercise in risk management. I think I've said that before. And the more you manage these 8 drivers, the stronger your business is, the more resilient it is. The easier it will be for you to withstand outside risks like the impact of a trade war. Now, the trade war is on pause a little bit right now, 30 days for both Mexico and Canada. But the threat is still looming, and I would expect that threat to remain for at least the next 4 years. Finance and markets are always impacted by expectations. Expectations are what drive markets. And so just being on pause, that expectation is still what's going to impact the access to and price of goods crossing the border. So back to the risk management and these 8 different drivers, managing your financial performance, so tightening your bookkeeping, making sure your business is prepared, monopoly control, your business's ability to grow, enter new markets. So I was talking about the desire to enter into Canada, or there were other options where I could focus on more of a regional strategy or expand into different regions within the United States, or change the market in terms of target ideal clients. Switzerland structure, that's the dependence that your business has on any one vendor, customer, or employee. So going to vendors, which are impacted by the trade war. If all your vendors are in Canada, then you're going to have the highest. If you use the resources that the tariffs are being applied to, and all of your vendors are in Canada, and you're in the United States, that trade war is going to hit you hard. But if you have a plan where you have vendors both in Canada and the United States, and you can adapt your purchasing according to pricing and your needs, then the trade war is not going to hit you as hard. You can pivot and say, hey, I'm going to buy these widgets out of Indiana now because I can't get them from Canada, or I can't get them at the price from Canada, rather than having to raise prices on your customers. You can just manage the vendors. Valuation teeter-totter, that is dealing with cash flow management, and specifically dealing with your accounts payables and accounts receivables management. So making sure you're collecting faster and paying slower. It's not slow pay that they talk about in the credit bureaus for individuals, but it's similar. You're still paying everybody on time and honoring your commitments, but you don't have to pay in 5 days when they're saying it's due in 45. Pay in 45. So managing that cash cycle will help you have more money available for different situations, change in prices of goods, or being able to increase inventory before the tariffs hit. So if you got 30-day delay for tariffs, maybe you can build up your inventory to a little delay that impact on your business a little bit longer. Recurring revenue, those are different types of how you receive revenue from your clients. So difference between one-off purchases to subscription plans. And the recurring revenue reduces risk because when you have a contract and a subscription, or you have products that require continuous purchasing for the parts, like the what's that toothbrush? There's automatic toothbrushes, and you have to replace the heads, so you got to keep buying a new head every so often. Well, that's a recurring model that once you make that initial investment in that $200 toothbrush, now you got to keep buying the heads because you're not going to go and get any other kind of toothbrush. You just spent $200. It's kind of a psychological lock-in. They did it with razors. Gillette did that by making the detachable heads. So now you buy the expensive handle, and you're only going to buy the Gillette compatible heads because you made that initial investment. And then there's growth potential. Again, measuring your ability to grow. Monopoly control is your differentiation in the market. And then growth potential, again, entering other markets or other different types of growth. The customer score, you want to measure your strength of your relationship with your customers. Will your customers recommend you to their grandmother? That's a good gauge. Would I recommend this business to my grandmother? If not, then this is not a good business. This is not somebody I want to do business with. Well, that's the way some customers are looking at you. And then hub and spoke is the business's dependency on the owner. It manages more of an internal risk, but if the owner has a disability, or if you need to go on vacation or something, you want to know that your business can operate without you. It's closely related to the Switzerland structure, because if you have competent employees and a management team, and the business is not dependent on any one employee, then the business can survive huge fluctuations. Okay. So, yeah, I already do these things. Let's go back to Copilot. So, enhance business resilience. Help companies build resilience by identifying and strengthening their core business drivers. Diversification strategies, operational efficiency, risk management, financial planning, and value optimization. I do all that. Which industries are not directly impacted by the trade war? All right. So the last one is redirecting or retargeting the services I already have. What benefits and talking points can I use to keep getting business? Because some companies that are impacted by the trade war might be tempted not to get consulting services. This one is, which industries are not directly impacted by the trade war and are not going to lose business or have problems because of the trade war. And they listed technology, healthcare, education, professional services, entertainment, and media. All four of these, except for entertainment and media, I already target those industries. So that's good news. So narrow my focus to those four and consider entertainment and media as another industry I might be interested in working on. So the point of this discussion, the way I'm doing it, is this is something that you should go through with your business, analyze your services and your products and the markets that you target, and try to come up with strategies that you can manage the risk from the trade war. The more planning you put into it, the less of an impact you're going to have. More planning and action you take on those plans, the less of the impact it's going to have on your business, and you should be able to survive. Your business should be able to survive this trade war. So I wrote out the new and ongoing trade war could have several huge implications for your business unless you do something now to protect your business and make hedging boss moves to thrive during the trade war. Join me as I discuss enhancing business resilience, diversifying resources, building operational efficiency, managing risks, financial planning, and overall value optimization. So this last section was just helping me put together the marketing materials for this live stream. So that's it. I declare trade war, how to protect your business. The trade wars are on pause. I say wars, we're fighting a two-front war or a multi-front war. They're on pause now, but they're not guaranteed to go away. So this is something you should get on right away and at least get onto Copilot or any other AI and do some analysis. The analysis works best. AI works best when you're an expert in the field that you're discussing with AI, because then you can identify, hey, you know what? These are spurious results. I don't trust this AI's answer. But then you know other results. Hey, these are good. This is good information. The benefit of Copilot I like is they also give you resources that they get their information from. Like this one, KPMG. It's another consulting. Is one of their resources. They do alternative investment valuation services. My business appraisers can provide real estate appraisals, so you don't have to pay KPMG six figures to do what I can do. Okay. So thank you for joining me on Boss Moves. I hope you got some information out of this. I hope you guys know what you're going to do next to manage the trade wars. I'm not happy that they're here, but they are, and money is flowing, and jump in front of it. I always imagined figuring out where, like a river, where it's flowing, jump in front of it. You're bound to catch some of that. So it's the same thing. It's you have a new risk that you weren't counting on, or we kind of knew about it since at least last summer. And now you have a plan, and now it's time to take action and implement that plan and protect your business. I'm Graham Woods. This is Boss Moves, and I'll see you on Thursday for the financial planning portion of Boss Moves.